Okay, guys, welcome back. Let me put it in my pocket. Welcome back again.
Welcome back.
Marco, we're
I'm waiting
here.
for the stream to pop up to make sure we're all good.
Yeah, so we did have a slight connection issue. Hit the stream. Unfortunate, but it's okay. You know, we hop back on it. We get moving. We did have our poor boy. I forgot what their company name was, but he was giving us some good insight, and now we gotta go ask some questions again. So it's all good, you know. Let's just keep it pushing. Yeah. While Marco double checks the stream for us.
Okay, we're good.
We're good. Cool. Let's go apologize profusely to them for our technical difficulties and pray it don't happen again. Team, hello. We are back. You are here this time. So. My deepest apologies for our technical difficulties earlier, but we're back. We're gonna be asking you guys some questions. Tell us about the game. So I'm gonna give this to you.
Oh, great. Am I putting this on or just holding it?
Whatever you want to do, truly. Whatever you want to do. Do you want to play it, even though you just played it, or do you want to ask some?
I mean, do you want to ask questions?
I can ask some questions. Okay, so this was going down. So, you can play some more if you want. Okay, so he's grinding. Marco was playing this game earlier, okay? Looked tough. Marco said it was sick. Even though we had our connection issues, I was hearing a little bit about the teamwork, about our inspiration for this game. But now that you're here directly, tell me why we picked kind of like a retro PS1-y type vibe, you know?
It just seemed to fit with the game we were going.
Okay.
The platform collectathon was very big in that area. Obviously, you have like Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie. So like the mascot platformers were pretty popular around that time.
Yeah.
So we figured that aesthetic kind of fit our game best. We also all like pretty much, well, I say all of us, me and Esmond, pretty big like Mario fans.
Okay, so that's hitting that same kind of genre. Yeah.
I definitely grew up playing like Mario Galaxy, Mario 64 DS. So there's a lot of inspiration of those games in here. So.
Nah, it came off really clean. Marco, you were telling me it was great fun. I want to play it myself. Before we move on, I guess, if I want to play it because I'm jealous of Marco and the people watching as well want to play it, you guys got an itch page? You got it out somewhere we can play?
We have an itch page up. You can just search up Wampus Jompus. It usually comes up if you just search it up. If not, through the GameCon website, we're listed there. Second year game, Wampus Jompus. Check us out if you're interested.
Okay. Well, you guys are second years.
Yep.
I thought this was all third year building. So this is only your second year, you're already putting this off?
Yep.
Okay, so do we got plans to like improve it moving forward next year, or are we gonna switch gears and try something new?
It seems like probably gonna switch gears, try something new for next year. But we plan to working on this a little bit. We're gonna polish it up. We're gonna be at the Level Up Showcase in Toronto.
Oh, next week?
Yep, next week. So there might be some polish updates before Level Up. So if you're going to Level Up, come check us out. We'll have a booth somewhere in the crowd.
There you go, guys. Okay, so not only can you play it at home, you can play an upgraded version next week. Tell me the date.
The 12th.
April 12th, 2025, downtown Toronto. Go hit it up. Tickets are free, I believe, no?
I believe so, yeah.
Look at that. Thank you very much. No problem. One more thing for you. One final thing.
Okay.
The mascot of our game.
Yes.
Okay. We've seen dragons. We've seen Mario. Okay.
Certainly.
How did we get here?
So our main character, Katie Wampus, is a swamp wampus, which is a mystical creature of the swamp.
Okay.
So the real world backstory is when me and my sister were little, our grandpa would tell us stories of made up creatures. The swamp wampus and the flying tea kettles.
Okay.
The flying tea kettles are the main enemies of our game. So I took his goofy stories and used it as inspiration for our game and our make-believe characters.
Wow. No, that's actually an amazing story. That's a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be. Some family heritage put right into the DNA of this game. Amazing work. You guys killed it. It looks great. It plays great. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, guys.
I'll take that. Have a good day, guys. Bro.
Whew. That game was fire. I can't lie. I love me a good 3D platformer.
Yeah, you were eating it up before, too. You were actually eating it up.
Some nice, like, Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie-esque platformers.
Did you hear? Apparently, their sister and them used to hear from their grandfather about made up, like, I don't know what it was, like made up creatures. And they were telling me that, like, the swamp wampus and the flying tea kettles were just made up things that their grandfather was telling them, and they put it in the game.
That's so sick.
So that shows you the depth of some of these game developers, bro. Like this is a passion project for them. It's not just school work. You know what I'm saying? Good stuff. Good hustle. You got to play that one. So should we finish and come around?
Sounds good. Yeah.
Let's do it,
go
man. Yo, yeah, they're already ready. They know what's up. Who wants the mic? You do?
Yeah.
Jacob's all ready.
Hi.
Do you want to be? There you go. I got you.
All right. So, who are you? Who's your team? And what is your guys' game?
So I am Jacob. Our team name is Grimble Gromble. This is our game, Colonel Ketchup and the Condiment Crew. It is a simple little FPS game where you fight hordes of food-themed enemies with weapons. And there's honestly not much to it. That's basically the game.
All right. I'm feeling it with the food theme, with the hot dog for the health bar and the ketchup bottle for the ammo count. So what made you guys want to do a sort of food theme?
So originally last year, our group also did a food-themed game. And we kind of just stuck to it initially because it's just like a general thing everyone can relate to, everyone can like. And then we did really well last year getting Players' Choice Awards. We got really hyped and like, all right, let's make our entire brand food. And so we tried to make another food-themed game. Although we're probably going to stray away from it next year. I think after 2 shots of staring at hot dogs and hamburgers, I think we're ready for some change.
I mean, I won't lie. I do enjoy the food theme. I think it guys gives you a little trademark. But I understand with that switch up, wanting to switch things up. But first-person shooter, weight-based shooter. Was there any specific inspirations that you guys got in terms of the gameplay elements?
We definitely took some inspiration from COD Zombies. Initially, we had like a plan of this being like a tower defense game, but then we swapped away from that. But because of that, we spent some time on Team Fortress 2 Man vs. Man mode for inspiration as well.
I see. So last year, was your guys' game 2D? Is that correct?
The Strength We Can Muster.
Yeah. So going from a 2D game
2D.
into a 3D game, what was that transition like? Was there any roadblocks that you guys encountered?
Honestly, like one big thing switching from 2D to 3D is getting used to lighting. Figuring out lighting and shit in a 3D environment was hard. Also, all of our artists this time were working with 3D models for the first time, so it's a whole learning process of learning how to 3D model and not just like draw 2D sprites.
Yeah, I could definitely see how that transition
Yeah.
can go, because with 2D you can kind of get more detail in there, and with 3D you're kind of limited in some places. But honestly, I think the game looks great. For the people at home that want to play it themselves, where can they go and play it?
We have a page on itch.io. Let me just. Yeah, that works. We have a QR code down there. So you'll have to exe file.
Well, thank you guys for showing off your game. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for the interview.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Have a good one.
You too.
Looks cool.
Looks very cool. Unfortunately, again, we didn't get to play it. Gonna have to go home, download it ourselves for that one.
Yeah, right.
But
So you guys saw the
nonetheless,
QR code. Hit that thing up.
exactly. Nonetheless, still look very cool. I think let's move on to the next game here.
We got people right here beside us. What's going on, guys? Are you open to an interview about your game? For all the people at home? Tracy's. Thank you. Here you are. So, I see a lone laptop. Tell me, if I put my hands on this keyboard, what am I going to be playing and who made it?
Yeah, so we're Wrong With Media, and we basically just made a game that's inspired by like all these basics in Slenderman,
Okay.
with mixed in with like puzzle mechanics to bring in like to kind of give like a mix of the two, so like you can get like a Baldi's Basics experience of like roaming around a level with a monster, and then like solving puzzles to hopefully get out of it.
Okay.
And,
Okay, so first person, like a little spooky, but like puzzle based as well?
Yeah, like first person, just traditional WASD to move,
Yeah.
like mouse keyboard, and it's a really simple game. That's about it, to be honest.
Okay, Marco, he said it's a simple game, which means if you lose, embarrassing, hop in there. So while Marco's grinding away, just a quick question for y'all. Do we love Baldi's Basics? Like, why do we take this angle?
Well, yeah, it's a game that we've honestly played when we were younger, but like we kind of like wanted to do a modern take on it, and also because we really kind of wanted to find a way to bridge like modern and puzzles, and Baldi's Basics, kind of like the formula of that was kind of like a way to implement that in a kind of like in a fun fashion, like to implement the two puzzles and environments and
Okay. So this game, you said it's fairly simple. Like you had the idea pretty fleshed out. Is it complete now? Or have you done all you wanted to do?
Yeah, there are still some more puzzles that we wanted to add, as well as polish. There's some bugs, but like other than that, yeah, we've added all the puzzles that we've wanted, all the main puzzles. So like the first one that you see is like an audio puzzle. It's just implementing a code. However, the code resets if you like. You need to do a correct input, and then like you need to do the correct input. If there's a wrong one, it'll reset. That's one of the main puzzles. And then a second puzzle is like kind of like a Simon Says puzzle.
Okay.
Those are like the two that we really wanted. However, we wish there was like a bit more variation. That's it.
Yeah. I hear you. It looks cool. Marco's flowing right now. Any big obstacles come about while doing the development?
Two main obstacles that we felt were mainly just like in terms of like AI bugs and like actually getting some as well as movement bugs, and also trying to get those two to connect like together, because player movement's really important, and also like the AI is a major portion of the game. So getting those two fleshed out were important. And yeah, those were where the main problems came.
Beauty. Thank you very much, Marco. How we doing over there?
I've died a couple times. Oh, we got the monster. I just died again.
Yeah, Marco's got weights. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Yeah, thank you very much for your time. If we want to play it at home, is there an itch page? Is it on GameCon website?
Yeah, it's called it's on the itch page. There's an itch page for it.
Called Final Period, right?
Final Period.
There you go. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you guys.
Yo.
Very cool.
Tell me about
Very
it.
fire. Very nice horror elements. That Baldi's Basics. I've never played it before, but
I've only seen it, yeah.
But I can definitely tell it was inspired by that. So, yeah. I got to one of the puzzles. Unfortunately, I was not smart enough to complete it, and I did end up dying several times. So I might have to go back, download it, see if I can beat it myself.
Sounds like a plan, but not now, because now we're switching our attention to what? Cavern Brawler? How are we doing today? You guys good for an interview?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Perfect. Who wants the microphone?
I've made the sales pitch, so absolutely.
There you go.
Sounds good.
Tell us about it.
Well, hello, everyone. My game is Tavern Baller. My group, for starters, we downsized throughout the year from 6 people to 2 people, so it's a bit rougher around the edges, but still, I'd say we're pretty proud of what we've done. Tavern Brawler is designed to be a 3D isometric game. It initially blend between a restaurant cooking simulator and a action RPG set in a fantasy world. The premise is simple. You are the proud tavern owner of this fine establishment in which you serve food and drinks to people. But because it is a world with conflict, magic, and barbarians and all sorts of crazy things, you got a bunch of ruffians every now and again coming into your tavern. As such, you need to deal with the more rude and angry customers through combat. So that is where the RPG element comes in. The basics.
If Liam wants to try it out right now, can he go and hop on?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Let me try that. All right.
Let's get some gameplay in here.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I'm in the tavern right now.
To your left, you will see the cooking stations in order to prepare all the meals. We have 4 types of items right now. Hit the green. Okay. Hit your space bar when you hit the green.
I overcooked the steak already.
Yeah.
Gosh.
It's difficult. It's actually, out of all the people that have tried it, don't feel too bad. Don't feel too bad at all.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. RNG can mess you up in this one because it can start up earlier, but the TLDR of it, this singular minigame has been the most difficult for everyone that has tried it out. Across the board, we only have 4 people that got it right first try. Even one of my professors struggled to complete the cooking minigame. I hate the keys. Up here.
SWW.
Yeah, there you go.
Boom. Oh, I'm making
Now you
stuff.
have, now you have 2 meals ready.
Also, I gotta see who wants
you guys come up with the food and restaurant inspired theme for the game?
Well, basically, I'm just a big fan of fantasy in general, fantasy stories, fantasy books, and especially D&D was a big inspiration for this. In D&D, it's always a classic to see adventurers come into a tavern and trouble starts, a fight happens, or some crazy plot is happening. So I wanted to subvert that trope into just a regular day-to-day for the tavern owner instead of taking the adventure and the game in the eyes of the regular hero or the stereotypical warrior.
I respect it.
Yeah.
In terms of like other games that inspired you, is there any
I would
specific
actually
others?
say that Skyrim, just the vibes that are in Skyrim across all the lands and the tavern specifically, are very, very awesome. I wanted to replicate the same rustic or old-timey vibe. I don't believe I did fully because I'm pretty new to 3D modeling and shaders and all that. And because my group downsized heavily across the semester, across the year actually, I was unable to fully replicate the vibe I wanted to go for. But overall, I feel like I did a pretty decent job when it came to graphics, and my team also did a lot of work. I would not have been able to do it without them, because the scope that we wanted was originally a quite bigger, more robust RPG. You had levels, you had money, you had items and all that, but in the end it had to be downsized into just simple cooking and simple combat.
Sounds good. So for the people at home that want to play the game, where can they go and find it and play for
You can
themselves?
find it on HIO, Tavern Brawler, under the name of a developer called Nerdy Sniper 420.
All right.
I made that at HIO a long time ago. I thought 420 was super funny back then. But yeah,
good.
that's the basics of it, and thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you very much for the interview. Have a great rest of your day.
Have a great day too.
All right, Liam.
Tough.
How was that?
Tough. Honestly, wait. Let's just move away from the crowd real quick. Bro, I was not the greatest at it, but like I saw the vision, you know what I mean? And the actual gameplay loop, I was just cooking. I felt like I was like Mama's Pizzeria, you know what I'm saying? But it was like first person Mama's Pizzeria.
Got into that flow state of just
I was
managing
chefing.
orders.
But some of those mini games, low key tough. But it is what it is. Who should we check on next? Should we finish this alleyway first?
You know what? Let's check out this game.
What over here? What is this? Gubbo? Gubo? Gub? Okay, who wants to talk to us? Who wants to talk to us?
Me, thank you. I appreciate that. All right. So this is Gubo. Thank you. This is a third-person action-adventure game set in a overgrown post-apocalyptic future. Where you play as this robot called Gubo. He's this general-use, all-purpose robot who's been suddenly reactivated. And you're placed into this world where these a whole bunch of other robots, they become hostile towards you. You got to fight back to
They don't
survive.
rock with Gubo.
The main gimmick of this game is that all of the robots were initially created for like these practical industrial purposes. Like there's a construction robot. These guys they shoot water, so you know, for if you ever need to shoot some water.
Yeah.
But now in this post-apocalypse situation, they don't really need to do those things anymore, and so they're kind of minding their own business.
Oh, okay.
And whenever you defeat an enemy, the tool that they are using, so like the construction bot has a shovel, you can actually take that for yourself and use it to fight back against the next wave of enemies.
Really? Okay, wait. This guy. So did he just beat the game?
He did, yeah.
Okay.
He's a developer, so yeah.
Oh, so you're a cheater. Oh, yeah. He's supposed to be a pro. Can Marco hop in? Try against your high score?
Absolutely, yeah. We're just gonna need to relaunch.
Yeah, Marco, don't look. That's spoilers. That's spoilers. So for you, the developer, then. Okay.
Yeah.
Just questions for you.
Of course.
Development process. I see your team here. How many people we got on the team?
We got 7 all in.
7 team members. And what was your role specifically?
So I'm the project manager first and foremost. So
Okay.
most of my time was spent telling them what to do.
Okay.
But then also in the project, I was doing the UI designs, all the menus you see in the game, all the cutscenes, as well as all of the landscaping for the world.
Okay. So what about some of the rest of the crowd here? What were our roles? You know, who wants to share some of their thoughts with us?
All right. I'm Ethan Harder, and I did the ability programming and the visual effects for Gubbo.
Okay.
So everything from the sparks to the water from the dam crashing down to the dynamic materials on his face and his indicators,
Okay.
stuff like that. And then, yeah, the ability systems, how they interact with the enemies and stuff like that. I think that will segue quite well to you.
Okay.
So I'm Alex. I worked on the animations and enemy behavior. Those are my main focus.
You did the enemy behavior, so no wonder you were able to beat the game so easy. He knows what they're doing.
Yeah, that's my role.
Okay.
Yeah, my role this year is still environmental modeler. I made, I think half of the environmental models this year, and it turns out well.
Okay. No, I think you guys killed it. It did turn out well.
Yeah.
My name is Spencer Harley. I was lead programmer on this project. I did some of the basic systems like dashing and punching and the saving and loading system. And I also dealt with technical issues like merge conflicts and making the build of the game actually work and uploading it to itch.io.
Hate the merge conflicts. Gotta hate the merge conflicts,
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Merge conflicts were maybe half of my time spent on the project this year.
I have no doubt.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll pass it off to
Final group member over here.
I'm James Lee. I'm the character modeler for Grubo. I didn't make the construction bot, that was Ethan's work, but I did make the player, the boss, the ranged enemy, and I textured and rigged them as well. So
I think the main character, all that turned out peak too. You did a good job. You did a good job. So I don't know who you guys want to give the mic to for this next one, but in general, PM, you might be getting the mic back.
missing one of our team members here. Gabriel is not in attendance right now,
Shout out
but
to sound designer Gabriel.
he did the sounds.
Okay. So let's take a look at Marco's gameplay here. So this game, interesting idea. You guys set up the universe like perfectly. You have reasons for everything. You know why they're here. Like whose idea was this? How did we get here? Like why? You know what I mean?
It was a pretty iterative process. Lot of meetings early on to really hone in on this core idea. So we knew we wanted to. Actually, it started with the idea to just make a game where our character is completely grounded, with no jump button. From that, we got the robot with the wheels, and then we just thought of some interesting places where we can put a robot, some interesting settings that could arise from that, and then we ended up with the overgrown post-apocalyptic, and then just everything kind of developed from there. We thought, come up with explanations for why he's here, what's going on, how did he get here, that kind of thing.
So this kind of came afterwards. This was not anything like our original idea. Like you didn't think it would end up like this?
We went in with like a open mind. It was kind of a blank slate, and we kind of filled it in from there. We didn't really start with a really strong idea for where we wanted to go. We sort of built it up over time.
Okay. I think it came together to be one clean, polished product. Marco, how's it going over there?
Honestly, it's pretty fire. When you kill an enemy, you get their ability. So I'm liking that aspect. And the game itself.
It is gorgeous. That is a beautiful game. You guys killed it with the landscaping and stuff. Now, Marco and I have to step away. If we want to grind this game at home, do we got it on itch.io? Do we got it?
We got a QR code right behind you, actually.
There you go. Look at that. There you go.
That is a link you can also find on the GameCon website.
Okay, thank you very much, guys, for all your time.
Thank you so
much.
much.
Have a good day.
Thank you guys very much.
Marco.
Very fire game.
Yeah?
I wish I could play a little bit more, but of course, gonna have to download it when I get home.
Duty calls. So today, after the live stream, guess what me and Marco are doing? Hard drives full of GameCon games. Now we're just gonna play them all. Play them all, finish them all, get high scores on all of them.
Yes, sir.
Hey man, we only got 2 more games, I think.
I think we got 3.
Oh, we got 3 more. I missed that one. Let's go hit that one. We can finish this section first, and then we can move over to this side. Let's take a quick trip. Hello, everybody. How are we doing today?
Doing pretty good so far.
Who wants the microphone? Who wants to tell us about your game?
I think it's supposed to be me.
Okay, Jonah, get over here.
All right. It's me last year, it'll be me again.
There you go.
Hello.
Tell us about it. Talk to us.
All right, so we got Mugshot over here. Imagine, you're working a minimum wage office job, you're overworked, underappreciated, and then you find out your department's being hit with downsizing. And then you hear the flamethrowers warming up. You realize that your boss takes the word firing way too literally. So now you got to make your way out of this office, and you got to survive. To do so, you can either sneak your way through stealthily, any item in the entire scene, and throw it like a weapon. You want to throw a toilet at somebody? Go ahead. You want to throw a pencil case at somebody? Go ahead. A wad of paper, smashed fish tank and grab the fish out of it? Sure. Everything is a weapon as long as you're creative enough. The intention is that you have to find his 3 favorite mugs that are hidden around the office in random locations, smash his 3 favorite mugs to lure him out of the office so that you can take him out. And then you can escape.
All right. First thing that catches my eye is the animal people for the main model of the game.
Yeah.
What came for the inspiration for that?
So it kind of ended up started up as a joke. It was just a series of jokes that lined up to an idea. It was like, cats really like to knock mugs off of countertops. What if we made a game based around cats knocking mugs off countertops? And then it turned into, wouldn't it be really funny if you could throw the mugs at people and kill them? Then it was like, what if you could just pick up anything and throw it at people? So we really wanted to capture the idea of, just the surprise of being able to throw anything, but also with the joke of cats knocking things off shelves as the main mechanic.
Interesting. Very, very cool story to bring about that inspiration. In terms of the aspect of, I had a question in mind. I just forgot it.
No worries.
Is that a comic style pop going on?
Yeah, we have onomatopoeia. For if you do enough damage, you get in a hit, which is pretty much every hit because we decided it's more fun to
do more damage.
Yeah, it turns out this game's really fun if every attack instantly kills the enemy.
Okay, let's see this one right here.
So you got the golf club. Enter the aim mode. It's so much easier to hit people. You got to hold. Oh, you got to light the guy on fire. Oh, and they're dead.
That's tough.
They found the hot sauce packet. They couldn't handle the heat.
In terms of like the aspect of either going stealthy or going loud, what do you recommend to players that when they pick
pretty
up
much
the
everybody goes in loud. It really is the better strategy. Unfortunately, having two different combat aspects and the limited time frame made it really hard to balance both equally. So the action aspects are more polished and are honestly, in my opinion, the more fun aspects. Especially seeing that moment of joy when the player walks into the bathroom and discovers you can rip the doors off the stalls and throw those, or that the hand dryers are not nailed down, and that you can throw the hand dryers at people.
I see. Other than the balance between action and stealth and balancing that, were there any other sort of roadblocks that you guys came across?
Yeah. So one is there is unfortunately a little jank to the camera controls. Third-person camera was way more challenging than I'd anticipated when I said I would do it. But we wanted that almost all action games that have stealth mechanics are third-person. Metal Gear, they've all got that third-person. And I was trying to take inspiration from those, but those are really hard to replicate in a smooth way, especially in Unity, which doesn't really have much built in for third person. And Cinemachine is a learning curve.
Nice.
But with the time we had, I think we got pretty close to what I was hoping for.
Yeah, I mean, the game looks sick. The game looks fire. If I want to go, download it myself, play it myself, where can the people at home do that?
Well, we've got it on itch.io. You can find it under the name Mugshot. Does it have an exclamation mark in the title? No exclamation mark. It's just Mugshot. We got a actual mugshot that people can take pictures with. We've got everybody who loses the game has to take a mugshot. So if you'd like your mugshot taken, why don't you come on over here and lose our game?
I think you have to.
I'll go get my mugshot.
Post up with the mugshot real
All right, let's get the top scores out of the way.
Yeah.
Oh, you got like...
Pick up one of those.
Yeah.
All right, we got it.
Do I gotta like...
Yes, get all the angles. Get all the angles. Get your bad side.
Oh.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Well, you're an inmate now.
Yeah.
There you go.
Officially a loser.
I didn't even...
He's not a loser. He's a cool guy.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But thank you guys very much for showing off your game. It's very sick. I'll definitely be taking a look at it later.
Yeah, please do.
Of course, man. Have a great rest of your day, guys.
You too.
Take care. Take care now.
Okay. Thank you. I'm jealous I didn't get to play that one. That one looked very in-depth.
Yeah,
Like,
that
I
one
feel
looks
like a lot.
fun. Nice little gameplay loop as well.
A lot was going on. It was a busy day. But we got two more things to go, and very limited battery on the camera, to be honest. So we gotta zoom through these. Should we hit this one real quick?
Yeah, let's go do it.
Let's do it. Yo. How's it going? Who wants the mic?
Sure.
There you go.
Alrighty.
You want me to? There you go. So, Lauren,
Hi.
tell me about what I'm looking at here. Tell me about who you guys are on Shell Street.
Absolutely. So we are Shell Street. We have a couple of our members here. We have David, we have Adam, we have Brandon, we have Mike, And we have 2 members who are not here currently,
Okay.
Colo and Ridger.
Okay.
And so we are a 7-person team who has made the game Ostinato. I don't know if you want to see the or over there.
I'm going to take a look at the poster.
Yeah.
On the screen. What is this? What's the game about? How did we get here?
Alrighty, so Ostinato is a roguelike game.
Okay.
So it's a by her brothers.
It's okay.
So she's getting
So is
magic. Oh no. So they want her to learn more.
Okay.
And so she's given a magical metronome where she travels back in time to different eras. And when she travels back, she realizes all of these classical instruments have been corrupted by EDM music.
No.
I know. And so she must go and use her magical musical incantations and her musical skill to fight rhythm battles against instruments to purify them of their EDM corruption.
Okay.
When you defeat an enemy, you'll be given the choice of a new incantation to take the place of one of your old ones. And that might be an attack buff, that might be things like that. And so you must get as far as you can through the different eras and try to purify all of the music. So
Okay.
keeping time while jumping through it.
That's a bar.
Hey.
Somebody put that on the marketing right now. So a bunch of questions come to mind.
For sure,
Okay,
yeah.
this is quite the concept. Okay.
It's a bit different.
Whose idea was it?
Oh, okay. Let me walk y'all over. They're maybe a little bit busy. So Brandon and Adam,
Okay.
the original brainchild of them, they're asking, how do we come up with a game idea? Would you like to give a little bit of a
Let's hear
insight
it,
into
Brandon.
that? Yeah.
Okay. So it was kind of a mix of ideas from me and Adam. So I kind of pitched, I've always, my kind of dream game was to make a sort of mishmash of a rhythm game and a roguelike because those are my 2 favorite genres. I have played countless games of both.
Okay.
So I kind of pitched that idea to Adam and then we started working a bit like, so what if we have like action, you're fighting enemies? What if you're casting like spells or make some sort of like a little bit of magic in it, maybe some time travel, for example.
Just
and
throwing
then-
everything out there.
Yeah. And then he started pitching ideas. Like we started with, what if we have like a bunch of different areas themed around like the different modes of music, like major, minor, and like Volkrian and stuff like that. And I was like, that might be a little bit too complicated for most people to understand. And then we kind of just shifted that idea a little bit more and a little bit more. And then when the first semester started this year, we had the idea, we had the vision. This game was in development, but there was a very large pitfall that we had with the design where the whole bottom part basically did not exist.
Okay.
So it was insanely difficult for people to play. And then it was Lauren who pitched the idea that we have the scrolling bar of notes at the bottom, and that made the game just like 1,000 times easier to play and just more enjoyable overall. And then we started adding like upgrades, bosses, the different eras, and just that's kind of how the game came to be.
Okay. So it didn't start like this. Like this was kind of pieced
No.
together over
Yes,
time.
yes.
Okay. So that was question number 1. Music.
Music.
Okay. It's a music-based rhythm game.
Yes.
So, most importantly, who did the music? Okay.
did.
Oh, of course, Brandon. Who did the music?
Incredible, by the way.
Okay. Now, when I'm fighting these instruments, am I fighting like a classical piano that's shooting EDM at me, and I can hear EDM music?
Yes.
Really?
That's pretty much it.
Okay, and then when I purify it, is it back to some Mozart?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
So that's that kind of like the story hook, the plot hook of the game, and it's
Yeah.
like the reason we wanted to do adaptive music, kind of just in general, is that I pitched because I really want I want to learn music. That's just like kind of my main thing that I want to learn here. So I wanted to really get out of my comfort zone to make like a bunch of different genres. I pitched rock and jazz because I grew up with rock and I'm really interested in jazz theory.
Okay.
So I kind of stuck those ideas, and then we just kind of bounced back and forth. And so what if the game is about time traveling? So that's kind of where the time traveling aspect came from, is it gave me an excuse to make a bunch of rock and jazz music. It doesn't necessarily have to be stitched together because the main character can time travel.
Yeah, you're
so that's going through the eras.
That's perfect.
And for the music, yeah, I really wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to get out of my comfort zone and just start working more in these genres that I've grown up listening and I'm just really interested in with the theory and everything like that. So, and for the adaptive music, the instruments are corrupted by EDM, like I'm sure Lauren said. And that influences the music track. So normally they're just like classical music, it's just jazz music and rock music, so they're pretty much themselves. When you're fighting an enemy that's corrupted with the EDM, a second track kind of overlays on top of the original track, and that has just like a bunch of EDM and like chiptune elements. And so that layer on top, just like, it kind of like fills like the sound space. It just makes the music sound like a lot more full
Yeah.
and just a lot more chaotic with like the percussion and the drums and stuff like that. Just sounds a lot more intense. Yeah, and that just fades out when you kill the enemy to kind of signify that the corruption is gone.
Okay. Last thing for you guys. Hardest part of development. This looks like it had a lot of layers to it. It
Yes.
sounds like it kind of was a winding path to get here.
Yep.
So what obstacles did we face? Like, what was one big one that hit the team?
The biggest one I would say was the design of the cast bar at the bottom.
Yeah.
That not being there at the start, we just did not run enough play tests, I guess. Yeah, it was extremely difficult. You literally had to be able to read sheet music in order to actually perform the incantations before. That is no longer the case.
Yeah.
It took us basically the whole semester to kind of realize that.
Final workaround.
Yes, final workaround for the first semester. But once we realized that, we quickly added the cast bar, and just kind of designing that was kind of difficult as well. There was a few different ideas that we had of how like the notes should actually come towards the bar, and then we eventually just settled on this one idea, and everyone liked it.
It looks great. It looks great.
The big playtest that we had at the expo at the end of first semester kind of just confirmed to us that this was the right direction to go. So I think that for design, that was the biggest hurdle. For programming, just all of these systems, just in general, the input systems, coming up with a completely new one for a rhythm game and just having like the different turns and enemies and incantations, that was difficult. That took a very long time. So that was probably our biggest hurdle.
Very insightful. Thank you, Brandon. So Marco and I don't have enough time to play today.
That's okay.
Neither do the people at home. But if they want to download it later, is there something to do?
Absolutely. So at GameCon.ca, under the third years, our game Austin Auto is free to download and play for anybody who would like to.
Okay, there you go. So I can just download it right now?
100%.
I don't need nothing else?
All right, I expect to see you playing later.
There you will. You will. Thank you very much for your time,
Thank you guys so much.
You're cut off, buddy.
I'm not cut off. Well, look, get the camera on here. We're being hijacked already. We have one more table.
It's my turn. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right.
Come on.
So fun for next year.
Since we're being hijacked right now, introduce yourself to the live stream.
I'm Amanda Gadet coming to you from where are we? The ERC.
See, you're not even prepared. You're not even ready to go.
I'm ready to go. I'm way more ready than this guy. I've seen what this guy does. He's never ready.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you want to take this last table from me then, or should me and Marco finish our job?
You can finish your job, and then they can see what real work looks like.
Okay. Marco will take that microphone from you, Amanda.
Marco.
So crazy rude.
One last
What are we
table.
doing?
I appreciate that.
There you go, Marco.
We are back. I did not get replaced.
No replacements here. Last team, we have to run through it super quick or else Amanda's going to beat us up, right? That's just how it's going to be. So, team over here, what's going on? I see mini eggs on the table. Who wants to run an interview with us? There you go. I'll give you the microphone.
Okay. All right. So, who are you? What's your team? And what is your game?
All right, my name is Ishan, and this is Clown Cop. I'm the lead gameplay programmer and the technical artist. So our game is called Mistfall, and it's basically a psychological mystery horror game. If you guys know the False Hydra from D&D, the False Hydra was a huge inspiration for us. So a quick rundown of the game is you grew up with your best friend, but you haven't been back to the village in over a decade, and suddenly you received a note from your best friend. So you're like, oh, I have to go check on them. But apparently the entire village has forgotten about them, even though they've been living right there. And half the village is gone, but no